We're going to continue to add sanctions on individuals that carry out the regime's abuses.
The White House hitting Cuba with new sanctions today, nearly 3 weeks after Cubans took to the streets in rare protests against their own government over lack of freedoms and a worsening economy. President Biden discussing the crisis in Cuba during a major meeting today.
Our D.C. Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy is live in Washington with more for us. Ben.
Nicole Calvin, President Biden says he's heard the cries for help, and today's sanctions is one more step towards freedom in Cuba.
So I want the Cuban Americans to know
that the White House will continue to take action against the Cuban government. The latest round targets the Revolutionary National Police in Cuba and their chief and deputy chief for their actions to suppress peaceful protesters.
The regime responded with violence and repression, mass detentions, sham trials.
People are really protesting, and they're not asking for food. They're asking for freedom.
Emilio Estefan met with President Biden Friday. He joined Cuban American leaders in the state dining room to talk about the historic protest and how to move forward.
I was really impressed that he took the time and he asked so many questions. And I think every speech that went there was, different ideas. But we all want is a free Cuba.
That was a conversation with a human being who really cares.
Former Miami Mayor Manny Diaz, now chairman of the Florida Democratic Party, applauded the commander-in-chief's efforts to help the people of Cuba. What impact will today's sanctions have?
Well, they're continuing to send messages. They're individual sanctions, they're collective group sanctions. And as we understand it, there are more to come.
What more sanctions would you like to see President Biden take?
Definitely the internet.
The White House announced they are now working with the private sector to reconnect Cubans to the internet.
The Cuban Americans are hurting. They're hurting because their loved ones are suffering.
And President Biden gets daily updates on Cuba. He says there will be more sanctions unless he sees some dramatic changes on the island nation. Live in Washington, D.C., Ben Kennedy, Local 10 News.